Hello, this is Jen Mitchell-Love from Solace Divorce Mediation. I am at the airport with my 3 kids. We're going to Florida for spring break. The airport is crazy. Today's Facebook Live is inspired by a conversation I had earlier today, talking to someone who had never gone through a divorce before. First divorce, never has gone through it, has no understanding of the family law court system, litigation, sort of a little understanding about mediation. And I was talking with my kids about it, and I was thinking, okay, so what are the things that I've learned from guiding over 500 couples through the divorce journey, with the first 9 years of my career in the court system and the last 11 outside of court as a mediator? And what have I learned? Well, I have learned that most people are very programmed when it comes to divorce, meaning they think that there's a right, wrong, good, and bad. You know, they think that someone should tell them that it's time to get a divorce, and then it's time to get a divorce. They want to have like somewhere to go to tell them that divorce is right for them. I've learned that. And what I've learned over my journey is the only person who knows if divorce is right for you is you. That's it. You can Google it. You can talk to your friends. You can talk to your family. You're the only person who knows. Another thing that I have learned from doing this work for 20 years is the family law court litigation system is a very destructive space to be. So if you have children or a child, probably not the best venue for you. If there's abuse happening in your relationship, the court is probably a good venue for you. I would say 5% of divorce cases belong in court, and those are the ones that involve emotional abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse, somewhere where there's a power imbalance, and somewhere where there's legit concern that there's going to be harm done, or there's huge, ramifications can happen and they need a judge to intervene. That's 5% of cases. 95% can be done outside of court. Another thing that I've learned, when I was a litigation attorney, the work that I did was very different than the work I'm doing now. When you use the litigation system, and this is where the programs come in. So many programs with people thinking that if they are going to get a divorce, it needs to be destructive. They need to fight. They need to be in court. They need to hire a bulldog attorney to get them what they deserve. They need to have their kids negatively impacted. They need to spend a ton of money, ton of time, be super stressed, gain a lot of weight, get sick, all of the things that happen to people when they go in the family law court litigation system. And that's the program. It's real. And it's odd. It's the weirdest thing to me, because anyone out there who's watching this, who's thinking about getting a divorce and has those programs, like, oh my gosh, I'm so worried, I have to go to court, I have to hire an attorney. I want you to stop, take a breath, and ask yourself, is that true? Is that true? And I'm here to share with you, it's not true. You don't need to go to court. You don't need to hire an attorney. You do need to go to court to get a divorce, but you can mediate your divorce, meaning you and your spouse can be in control of all the conversations. You don't need to give your power away to speak. And that's another thing that lately I've been tuning into a lot. It's like, I don't really understand. If these are your children and this is your marriage and your divorce, and it's your marital property that you've worked so hard for your entire life, I do not understand how anyone is like, you know what? I know I'm getting a divorce and the programs tell me that I have to go through this destructive battle. I'm going to hire an attorney. And what are you doing when you hire an attorney? You are now paying someone in 6-minute increments to speak for you. As if you can't speak for yourself. These are your children. This is your life. This is your forever co-parenting relationship. This is your marital property. Why can't you speak your truth of what, for the children, what do you think is in their best interest? And for the marital property and finances, what do you think is fair and equitable? I don't understand that. That's something I really don't understand. And that I see over and over and over again It's like people don't think that they're capable of speaking their truth. They don't think that they're capable. They need to hire an attorney that they're going to pay in 6-minute increments and have their attorney speak for them. Totally stripping them of their freedom and power to speak. It's like the most confusing thing. And then what else happens in the court? Well, after your attorneys speak for you, acting as your zealous advocate, billing you in 6-minute increments, you have a judge who's making a decision for you. You're going to have some rando stranger who, yes, looks important, wearing a robe, sitting elevated at the front of the courtroom, answering to your honor or judge, someone who's never met your children, someone who's never lived one day in your relationship or marriage. You're going to give that person the power to tell you when you're going to see your children and how your marital property that you work so hard for, how that's going to be divided. And by the way, everyone's an attorney. The judges are attorneys. The attorneys are attorneys. It's all a little club. Everyone is looking out for one another. So you owe a lot in your attorney fees from litigation, which of course, what is the motivation to settle the case? Anyone out there, if you want to leave a comment, tell me, what is the motivation for attorneys in the family law litigation court system to settle the case? When each are billing in 6-minute increments. And any of you who are attorneys out there know that when you work at a law firm, you have pressure to have billable hours. So my first law firm out of law school, I was required to bill 200 billable hours in a month, which is 50 billable hours in a week. So divorce cases, lots of billable hours because there's lots of emotion. There's emotion overflowing. And you know how much emotional support you get in the court system? Zero, nothing. There's no color in the court system as far as like anything that looks pretty. There's no plants. They're not talking about breath work. They're not talking about guided meditations. They're not helping you emotionally process what is happening in your life. They're not doing any of that. You go to court, you have zero control, you have an attorney speak for you, and a judge make a decision for you. And that's what I've been learning lately, especially, and it's confusing me. So all of you out there who are thinking about getting a divorce, please comment and help me to understand, why would you ever go to court? I don't understand it. Is it because you don't feel like you are the best authority to speak your truth with regards to what's in the best interest of your children that you've known since you took the pregnancy test and found out that you're pregnant? Is that what it is? Or is it that you don't feel comfortable or confident speaking your truth of what you think is fair and equitable when it comes to marital property division, support calculations, contribution towards your kids' extra expenses? Like, what is it? I don't understand. Because for me, there's no way ever that I would ever hand any of that over to anyone to speak for me or make a decision for me. And maybe that's just being an empowered person, a person who values being the driver of my life, being the person who is co-creating my life experience, being the person who is the best authority to make the decisions that I think are best, and to speak my truth with love and with mindfulness and being authentic in my life. I'm not sure. So yeah, those are just some thoughts that were coming to me of things I've learned over 20 years. And I have a lot more that I'll share with you, but it's almost midnight. And so this live came in right at the very, very end. And I'm sending you much love and truly from my heart space to yours, a desire for you to please, if you are thinking about going through divorce, go to the Solace website, solacedivorce.com, or Solace University, solaceuniversity.com. Please go to those websites and just read about a different way to go through a divorce, a way that you don't have other people speaking for you. You don't have people destroying you and your children, your forever co-parenting relationship. Mediation. Everyone wins in mediation. In litigation, there's a winner and a loser. It's just the most ridiculous concept. How is there a winner or loser when it comes to parenting, when it comes to our children, when it comes to dividing assets and debts, like the assets that you have worked so hard for? Why is there a winner or a loser? That just seems so archaic and just ridiculous. There is no winner or loser. In divorce, it is what it is, and it's difficult. And going through a divorce in a mindful, intentional way where you are emotionally supported and you are told every single thing that you need to talk about, and you're told the entire process from start to finish and what to expect. And at Solace, I have videos that go along with the journey, and I have a Solace Client Emotional Handbook, a Solace Client Legal Handbook. I have a 76-page workbook. I have a book, Shine Soul Shine, a masterclass, Divorce with Love. I have so many resources to help you, to help truly what I'm in this moment right now, and I have 2 minutes to share this. In this moment right now, after this day and week and year and really 2 years, just been kind of a whirlwind, but in this moment right now, it's like, I feel like that's the biggest work that I'm doing right now, is helping people to become unprogrammed, helping people to recognize that life is what you want. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. If it doesn't feel good to you, if it doesn't feel right to you, you don't need to do that. You do not need to hire attorneys and go to court unless you're in that 5% where there's abuse. But if you don't have that, you don't need to do that. So I encourage you, get out of the programs, educate yourself, read up on mediation, check Solace out. I have so many free videos. I have so many resources that it's confusing to me why people don't want to empower themselves. So please, I am really, really desiring and asking for you to please empower yourself, because you're worth it. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of going through a divorce journey that is aligned with your values and with your morals and what you want. And focus on your children, and focus on you, and focus on your forever co-parenting relationship. And if there are no kids, then focus on both of you becoming the highest and greatest versions of yourself. So sending you much love and happy empowerment to you. Mwah.